Stimulated recall. The camera angle of my video tutorial had a lot of distractions in the camera view. This included pizza boxes, different Tetris that we were playing in order for my English language learner to fully be able to see me and my teaching of the whiteboard. This is a distraction for the video tutorial, however, my English language learner could not see any of it. He was mainly focused on me as a teacher and what I was presenting on the screen. There were often times where I was off screen, and this was in the video tutorial because of the certain camera angles that we were providing did not have me fully in the video, but however my English language learner could fully see me and could fully see my board. And since the camera was not at eye level, this was hard for someone who would be grading my video tutorial to fully understand how I am as a teacher and really make that connection of what I'm teaching and if I know the pedagogy of the lesson. For my virtual classroom, the materials were very different than rather having them in a physical classroom. I was not able to print out pictures for the beginning of my lesson to help my student to identify what his favorite dog or cat was. And this was because my printer had broke before the lesson began. In a normal classroom setting, I would just be able to quickly run to the printer or make copies of pictures I already had around the room. I wish I had a bigger whiteboard to provide bigger letters so that my student could gather a larger acquisition of the language due to the bigger lettering. And I also did not have a dry erase eraser for my whiteboard, which made erasing take time out of the way of teaching the lesson. Teaching mannerisms. There were a lot of so's when I was teaching the lesson. I would begin a sentence by saying so almost every time that I was starting a new sentence with my English language learner. This takes away from their learning of the language because they automatically believe, oh well, if my teacher is beginning a sentence with so, that means it must be true to the language. I would also want to explain that different punctuations are and what they mean. So during my lesson, I gave different ideas of how to say different punctuations when saying a sentence. However, I'd like to go more in depth of that. I also view my notes a lot during the lesson, and that takes time away from the learner. I would want to change that up by teaching and reteaching my lesson before I began with my English language learner. I also should have explained the reason why his sentence structure was incorrect in the English language and provided him better acquisition of the language.